These Rock Band downloadable content reviews are done by Xygni and Finished Cookie.
Burn! This world never gave me a chance.
I don't have much to say about Burn on guitar because there isn't much guitar in the song. There are a lot of just blank spaces where you don't do anything, and it's a total turnoff to me. But, I mean, when you do play some guitar, it's pretty fun. I liked it. It sounds really funky, and I don't even know if it's a guitar, but who cares? But the blank space is total erection breaker. I'm going to give it a 6.5.
I'm going to tell you this in advance before I say anything else. Burn is going to catch you off guard like crazy. Because it starts out really slow like most of the songs this week do. But it goes into this crazy like hi-hat thing that just blew my mind. It's like it just goes and it hurt my every bone. But it's really fun on that part once you get the beat. The rest of the song is pretty basic, and it kind of gets boring at the beginning. There is one part that changes it up with this ride cymbal snare combination. It's got bass pedal in these really awkward places, actually, but it kind of makes it more interesting. So I'm going to give this song a 7. I don't know.
You know, I gained respect for this song because you actually start playing when the drummer plays and you don't let him show off, you know, because he has like the huge drum solo thing while you just sit there and watch him. But God, the rest of the song I thought was pretty boring. I mean, you don't do anything and there's no like weird funky thing until later on. I don't know, I just... Ew. I'm going to give it a... Seis. Spanish right there.
Last by 9 Inch Nails is really fun. It starts out pretty simple, where you got just bass and snare going on. And then it goes into this faster part with generally the same kind of idea. But the most fun part, that, in my opinion, is the part that goes like... And it like, you switch off between the bass pedal and like the snare and the hi-hat and the snare and the crash and the snare and the tom drums and the ride cymbal, and it goes crazy. And it's not really that hard, but it's really fun for whatever reason. So I would say out of the 9 Inch Nails songs, if you were going to pick one of them up, I'd make it this one for drums. I'm going to give it an 8. Capital G.
The guitar for 9 Inch Nails kind of goes both ways with me, kind of like the yin-yang symbol, how like half of it's dark and evil and the other side's like light and represents good. Because on the guitar, I mean, there's a lot of blank spaces, but when you do play, it's usually kind of like trippy, and it's nothing else like ever seen. You know, it's brand new, kind of different. So I like this song. The chords kind of made me frown, but the part after the chords turned my frown upside down. But I'm going to give this song a 7.
I really like Capital G, probably because when Year Zero came out, I was really angry at George Bush for not returning my calls, so this was a really good way for me to vent. But anyway, the song is pretty basic. It's just like the same thing over and over, and then you switch to the ride cymbal. Except there's this really awesome part towards the end, a couple of times, where it just goes like, and it goes kind of crazy on like a bunch of the tom drums and all sorts of crazy crap. And that was definitely a lot more fun than the rest of the song. And really, I can't not recommend this song because it is really cool on drums. And it was probably one of the better Nine Inch Nails drum songs to come out. So I'm going to give it a 7. Yay. Babies.
Devour, I mean, I like how the song sounds in general, but since I'm reviewing the guitar, it's mostly alt strumming, and there wasn't really anything new. And I didn't really like this song. I would say that it was mostly a chordgasm.
And now for another installment of Finished Cookies Definition Extravaganza.
Chordgasm, a term used in Finished Cookies guitar reviews to describe a song filled with chords and alternative strumming. Chordgasm used as a noun and an adjective. This song is such a chordgasmic chordgasm. And chordgasm used as a verb. That song made me chordgasm all over my carpet. I'm giving this song a 4.
I remember very specifically back in like December beating Paranoid on expert drums and being like, yes, now my foot can finally heal and I don't have to hit that triple bass pedal thing anymore. And now, Paranoid just decided to disguise itself as this song called Devour and was like, oh, well, I'm just going to change my hi-hat note to this crash cymbal and nobody will know the difference. But it's basically the same thing through a lot of it. And it decided to come back and rape my foot again. It's actually more fun than Paranoid, I think, just because it changes around more. There are some parts where it's just the bass pedal, and there'll be little snare rolls and fun little fills. But generally, it's the same kind of idea where you have to go. But you know, it's not all bad. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 because it's pretty fun. Junkies for fame.
Junkies for Fame is a mediocre song on guitar, but still was not very boring. There were repetitive areas that might grind your ears a little, but I'm sure this solo will tickle your fancy. I'm giving the song a 7.5.
When I heard Shinedown was going to be on this game, I was like, oh, why don't they have that song that's like, blah, 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 blah. That one, I think it's called Heroes. But I was kind of disappointed that that wasn't going to be on here, but I don't know, these songs are alright. Junkies for Fame, the one that I am reviewing right now, is pretty average. It basically just, there's a lot of bass and snare, like a lot of other songs you'll see on this game. And the song actually sounds kind of similar to a lot of their other music, which kind of bothered me a little bit. There's one hard part, well, it's not really hard, but it's harder than the rest of it, and it throws you off guard, so you better watch out for that. But other than that, this is like the most average song this week, so I'm going to give it a 6. Do you ever find yourself sitting at home thinking, man, Xygni and Cookie are so goddamn awesome, I wish I could give them all my money? Well, now you can, with our handy-dandy donate website. All the proceeds go to our videos, and if you donate more than $5, you help save little Indonesian kids. Well, not really, but it's nice to think about.
Oh yeah! 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 Yeah!